Thank you. Welcome back. We're here with Krishanti, and we were discussing how to deal with difficulties and still maintain a happy, positive attitude. You said that using our intelligence and developing our determination can act as a mechanism that enables us to deal with any difficulty without losing hope.
That's correct.
How can that be? Some people face extreme situations.
It does take some practice. The Dalai Lama lost his freedom at the age of 16, then lost his country at the age of 24. He has lived in exile for more than 50 years. In that time, the Tibetans have dedicated themselves to keeping the Tibetan identity alive and preserving their culture and values. On most days, news of Tibet is heartbreaking, and yet none of these challenges gives them grounds for giving up. One of the approaches that the Dalai Lama finds useful is to cultivate the thought: if the situation or problem is such that it can be remedied, then there is no need to worry about it. In other words, if there is a solution or a way out of the difficulty, you do not need to be overwhelmed by it. The appropriate action is to seek a solution. Then it is clearly more sensible to spend your energy focusing on the solution, rather than worrying about the problem.
Yes, that's very practical.
Alternatively, if there is no solution, then there is also no point in being worried about it, because you cannot do anything about it anyway. In that case, the sooner you accept this fact, the easier it will be for you. This formula, of course, implies directly confronting the problem and taking a realistic view. Otherwise, you will be unable to find out whether or not there is a resolution to the problem.
Yes, you must be realistic. I tend to fantasize too much about the outcome of the problem and focus on the bad things that could come of it. It can make me feel afraid to face the problem.
Taking a realistic view and cultivating a proper motivation can also shield you against feelings of fear and anxiety. If you develop a pure and sincere motivation, if you are motivated by a sincere wish to help on the basis of kindness, compassion, and respect, then you can carry on any kind of war in any field and function more effectively with less fear or worry, not being afraid of what others think or whether you ultimately will be successful in reaching your goal. Even if you fail to achieve your goal, you can feel good about having made the effort. But with a bad motivation, people can praise you or you can achieve goals, but you still will not be happy.
I see.
Again, we may sometimes feel that our whole lives are unsatisfactory. We feel on the point of being overwhelmed by the difficulties that confront us. When this occurs, it is vital that we make every effort to find a way of lifting our spirits. We may, for example, be loved by someone. We may have certain talents. We may have received a good education. We may have our basic needs provided for: food to eat, clothes to wear, somewhere to live. We may have performed certain altruistic deeds in the past. We must take into consideration even the slightest positive aspect of our lives. For if we fail to find some way of uplifting ourselves, there is every danger of sinking further into our sense of powerlessness. This can lead us to believe that we have no capacity for doing good whatsoever. Thus we create the conditions of despair itself.
Yes, that would be very depressing.
I have learned that what principally upsets our inner peace is what we call disturbing emotions. All those thoughts, emotions, and mental events which reflect a negative or uncompassionate state of mind inevitably undermine our experience of inner peace. All our negative thoughts and emotions, such as hatred, anger, pride, lust, greed, envy and so on, are considered to be disturbing. Negative thoughts and emotions are what obstruct our most basic aspiration, to be happy and to avoid suffering. When we act under their influence, we become oblivious to the impact our actions have on others. Our emotions are thus the cause of our destructive behavior both toward others and to ourselves. Murder, scandal and deceit all have their origin in disturbing emotions.
I see. But you are saying we can overcome this, aren't you? Can we train the mind to let go of these disturbing emotions?
There are many methods by which we can train the mind. Among these in the Buddhist tradition is training, which focuses on cultivating concern for others and turning adversity to advantage. It is this pattern of thought, transforming problems into happiness, that has enabled the Tibetan people to maintain their dignity and spirit in the face of great difficulties. And I have found this advice of great practical benefit in my own life.
So helping others will help me to feel good about myself. It helps to train my mind to focus on the positive.
One of the mind's most marvelous qualities is that it can be transformed. I have no doubt that those who attempt to transform their minds, overcome their disturbing emotions and achieve a sense of inner peace, will, over a period of time, notice a change in their mental attitude and responses to pain. Their minds will become more disciplined and positive, and I am sure they will find their own sense of happiness grow as they contribute to the greater happiness of others. It is my sincere hope that everyone who makes this their goal will be blessed with success.
I would certainly hope so too. Thank you for visiting with us this evening, Prashanti.
Thank you for having me.
That's it for today, and we'll see you next time.